This is according to opposition leader Jagdeo at his weekly press conference earlier today.
We believe what is taking place now in Gecom is that the government is heavily influencing Gecom not to start the preparations for elections in 90 days. I've notified the international community to this possibility. I know that they have had some discussions with Gecom on this matter.
According to Jagdeo, despite the two main stakeholders, government and the opposition, publicly saying that an agreement was made to meet Gecom on its readiness for the upcoming polls, there has not been any willingness on the part of the elections body. He specifically mentioned the behavior of Chief Elections Officer Keith Lowingfield in the absence of Gecom's chairman, Justice James Patterson, who is currently out on an extended sick leave since November last year.
Imagine there's a government and opposition. They're the stakeholders. And Mr. Lowenfield can't meet with them. He needs to get the approval of the chairman. But he has to wait until a meeting is convened to get a Gecom statutory meeting to get that approval. He cannot pick up the phone and call the chairman and say, there's been a request. It's part of a joint statement between the president and the opposition leader. They want to meet about Gecom's readiness. Can I meet with them? That would have been the simplest thing to do. So we have a huge hurdle now.
During last week's high-level meeting between President David Granger and the opposition leader, the two sides agreed for their respective chief whips, Amna Ali and Gail Teixeira, to meet with the elections body to determine its readiness. However, this meeting is yet to be held, and according to Jagdeo, the opposition is getting impatient.
And we have to at some point in time decide whether we want to pursue this charade or just withdraw from it totally, because somehow the government is using all of these things, our willingness to engage and to be helpful and to reach out, to use it maybe to further delay these elections and the readiness of Gecom.
While the opposition has been pushing for government to resign and call elections within 90 days, in accordance with the Constitution, following the successful passage of the No Confidence Resolution, Chairman of the AFC, Kemraj Ramjatan, on Wednesday, said that there isn't sufficient time to host elections in 3 months, noting that a house-to-house registration will have to be done to sanitize the list of electorates. However, Jagdeo posited that the opposition had already submitted a proposal to cleanse the list.
We argued that one element of the list that you can clean up without a house-to-house registration, which are dead people on the list, simply by getting the records from GRO, sharing these records with the two political parties or the political parties, publishing the names in the newspapers, and then after 2 weeks, no objection, you remove those names from the list and you clear out all the dead people. So I said to the president, and all of this came out at the meeting, that the timelines have changed radically. At that time in November last year or December, when the parliament passed the budget for house-to-house registration, the no confidence motion had not been passed and a deadline of 90 days imposed on us. So now it's impossible to go back to a house-to-house registration, which could take between 6 to 9 months. Clearly, that's out of the window.
Reporting for the Evening News, Vanu Manakshan.